This is Module 7, Attributes of Highly Successful Social Media Managers. Possess unwavering passion for social media. This might be the most important attribute on this list for some employers. A passion for your job will often lead to results beyond what is expected. A good social media manager has passion for his cause and enjoys the involvement in social media. The best social media practitioners showcase their personalities with a dash of attitude and a bit of flair, and are very good in articulating their opinions online. They don't need to be brash or controversial in their opinions, but they do not avoid from asserting their viewpoints on behalf of your nonprofit, its mission, and its programs. Most importantly, you must hear it in his voice and read it in his tweets. When personal life married professional life. It is a brand new web. It is social, it is mobile, it is public. You have to be willing to be on Facebook personally or LinkedIn professionally. You have to be willing to merge some of your personal life with your professional life online. It is not going to be easy for sure, and remember to draw a line between. For a highly successful social media manager, privacy is a huge concern, but it is not a crippling one. He takes responsibility for his own privacy and takes steps to protect it where and when he wants it. Have a solid personal network. Possess the skill to be social on a social network says a lot for itself, isn't it? Social skills can never be taught, yet it can be nurtured. A social media connectedness is an incredible asset, especially when adding corporate blogging, tweeting, or Facebooking to their job description. People who are already on the move in their social media sphere will slowly realize themselves being invited to manage or blog for the web. So a strong personal network will also add value to the job of a social media manager. This will help the organization leverage on his or her connections to generate buzz and hype around the messages that is to be communicated. Through working well with others on the business and to be able to liaise with other departments is an incredible asset that might count, especially when the individual needs to be maintaining balance of events and issues in other departments. That individual must be able to hit the ground running and is a great team worker. The person is communicating online, thus interpersonal skills will reflect greatly in their day-to-day activities. A resourceful person. Social media strategists deal with troubles of a young, under-budget and understaffed division. In fact, 62% of corporate social media divisions have existed for less than 2 years. Thus, a highly successful social media manager needs to work under these constraints and deliver the best results with what he or she is given. A creative freak. With creativity, it will differentiate social media campaigns stand out from the others. Carry out something different with a set of tools that tens of thousands of other nonprofits also use is the trademark of a highly successful social media manager. His brain is always at work, thinking of new campaigns, and rather than shying away from being different and taking risks, he embraces it. Combination of creativity and ability to multitask is the winning combination of skills for a highly successful social media manager. Online communications experts. Just because someone is 18 and came of age using Facebook in his personal life does not indicate that he can manage and implement your online communities on social media sites successfully. Untrained interns were fined 2 or 3 years ago, when the internet was still developing and everyone was experimenting. However, that era is now over. The truth is, in terms of results in social media, you get what you pay for. And if you want the best person for the job, you need someone who has at least 1 year or 2 of professional experience in Web 1.0. He needs to have written content for the web, published an e-newsletter, blogged, and experimented with various online fundraising campaigns. It is hardly seen that someone who, with no background or experience in online communication or fundraising, will understand how to use social media to build an online brand immediately. Being a risk taker. While Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn do not drastically change every day, new social media analytic tools constantly emerge. Companies should search for community managers who are willing to go ahead and adopt an analytics product even if it hasn't received thousands of reviews. An indecisive social media manager could result in a failure to adapt to the ever-changing social technology sphere. A trendsetter. The The nonprofits that are the most successful in social media today were on MySpace and YouTube in 2005 and 2006. They have time on their side. Online communities have grown in numbers over time exponentially. The faster you start, the more likely you are to be successful. Besides that, online communities also tend to grow the fastest during the early adoption phase. They're not interesting or buzzworthy once thousands of other nonprofits are using them. In fact, in the era of the social web, and even more so on the mobile web, early adoption in and of itself is a strategy. Only those who do it first are most likely to do it best. Be real. Social media marketing has transformed the customer to brand relationship. In a world where people can like a company's Facebook page and compliment or criticize an organization's customer service, social media managers are handled the task of creating a personable brand. It is essential for community managers to move beyond representing the voice of a company and also connect with followers. At Zappos, social media managers maintain a twitter.zappos.com website that displays its tweet activity. Followers can instantly view mentions of the company and tweets from its employees. In the end, people merely want to know a brand is not openly lying to them. Must have a mindset of a journalist. Only well-written, timely content is what directs the social web. Old news is not share, like, or retweet worthy. There are more and more non-profit communicators and social media practitioners need to consider themselves reporters for their causes and non-profits. Always listening, responding rapidly, and sometimes even reporting live. This explains why blogging has become so central to a successful social media strategy. It allows social media managers to react to breaking news by quickly and easily creating content that can be posted and shared by others on the social web. Mobility. A highly successful social media manager should be comfortable with the idea of posting status updates and tweets from any place at any time, when necessary. Whether we like it or not, the news cycle is now available 24/7. And as a journalist for your cause, you need to be too. Mobile technology allows that. Laptops are now becoming more hassle than smartphones and tablets. And as the mobile web continues to expand, so will the tools that have been uniquely designed for smartphones and tablets. The best social media and mobile technology practitioners promote these new tools, experiment with them, and are willing to give up some of their free time outside of traditional office hours in order to be available to their communities 24/7. Masters of emotional intelligence. Social media engagement is not about communicating. It is about listening, then communication. Although the ability to manage difficult personalities is not necessary, it is definitely critical. Emotional intelligence is the ability to not just become self-aware, but to also be able to respond and manage other people's perceptions and emotions. The ability to process information floating around the company, industry, or product will also help collect sufficient knowledge and solve consumer or fans' communication challenges. Prevent social media breakdown. For the whole social good it can do, social media does have a downside too. Social media managers are bombarded with messages all day long on social media sites. It can be too much for the mind to process sometimes, and information overload. A highly successful social media manager knows when to draw the line and takes time away from his communities when necessary. Super friendly, patient, and responsive. Highly successful social media managers enjoy engaging with and responding to comments on social media sites. They relish discussing ideas and issues online, and they do it with the virtue of patience and kindness. They also pay attention to their communities on an almost daily basis. They express gratitude for support, and they acknowledge questions and concerns. They possess the unique ability to diffuse troublesome personalities with kind but firm commentary. It is an important skill to navigate and guide the online commons and know how and when to react. A social individual. This trait may make sense, but do not overlook it. A person who hates communicating with his friends will likely hate dealing with customer complaints on a daily basis. A brand manager's impressive social skills will also translate to relatable blog posts and Twitter updates. Also, an outgoing community manager may successfully engage top influencers for the company. Find that person customers would take to dinner just to share a few laughs. Excellent persuasion skills. Surprisingly, the social media manager's scariest enemy isn't the customer. Oftentimes, it's management. The demonstrating return of investment in social media efforts has been evidenced to be an obstacle for many community managers. Altimeter's survey of social strategies determined that in 2011, corporate social strategies will focus most on creating ROI measurements. This desire to prove ROI suggests a need for social media manager who can pitch the benefits of social media manager to a management team largely unfamiliar with social media. Strong personality. It is important to have a great personality so that you can fit in well with other employees. In addition, it is also important to have a vibrant personality that will resonate with your community. Social media manager is the first point of contact for customers and community members, and his or her interaction will determine whether your audience will have a positive or negative opinion of your brand. A successful social media manager knows how to communicate in a fun, interesting way, who knows how to be diplomatic when people complain or criticize the company, and who can meet strangers at events. Excellent writing skills. The ability to be able to string words together and communicate clearly without ambiguity and misconception is especially important when in the social media space is an absolute necessity for success. A good sense of charm and wit might also get the fans developing a sense of connectedness with your brand. By doing so, it is easy to make this transition if you have background in brand management, marketing, public relations, and journalism. Creative wordsmiths are an excellent resource for your Facebook page. Must be a web fanatic. Never-ending enthusiasm about the web and social media trends is an absolute factor to become a successful social media manager. You don't really need to be a techie, you just have to be able to identify and use daily tools and techniques that make coordinating and engaging through social media platforms effective. Even high degrees and qualifications in advertising, public relations, journalism, and brand management may not count greatly when it comes to online engagement. Why pick someone who wants to feel his way through the web to manage your brand on social media? Fewer efforts will be needed to monitor results and updates when the person is a passionate follower of the web. This is because there are so many new developments each moment that it requires someone enthusiastic to meet up with the trends and interests. An enthusiastic person tends to have a steep learning curve. The ability to be able to unlearn, learn, and relearn is necessary in adapting well in the hectic pace of social media in the world.